Okay, welcome to my network management system session. This is Kevin Schroeder. Thanks for watching. We're going to just start right off here. So my network management system is going to consist of just a couple of tools. And the first one is PRTG Network Monitor. It's made by Passler. You can see up here in the Passler blog, that's the company, Passler. It's a German company. And they provide network management and monitoring tools. Primarily, PRTG is their main product. So, PRTG is an enterprise management solution that provides network status info, network traffic info. It uses SNMP information, and it kind of provides routing information, although it's not detailed information. It's more of, is the internet working, type of a thing. What we have here is just the home page, the splash page after you set it up, and you can see that we have alerts. We have we have no down alerts, but they have critical alerts and then acknowledged alerts and then the warnings and unusual. And so if we go over to devices here, we can see all of the devices on my network. This is my home network, so there's not a lot of stuff. PRTG charges by the sensor, and you can see that each one of is a sensor. So we have Core Health, that's a sensor. Probe Health, that's a sensor. HTTP is a sensor. Ping is a sensor. So they charge by the sensor, but their free version, which is what I'm using here, is fully functional for up to 100 sensors. So I think if we go back home, it tells me here that I have 25 more sensors available, so I'm using 75. And you can actually go into a device, any one of these devices, and you can delete these sensors. So you can actually, change what you want to measure. So let's go ahead and take a look and kind of see how this is working. So the network status information is pretty obvious. It's basically green, yellow, and red. So we have certificate sensors here, so it's telling me that I'm not using SSL on my gateway, which is fine because it's only available on the inside. But what I can do is I can click on my gateway and I can check these little boxes and say I don't want to check this stuff anymore. And if I delete it, I can delete objects. And if I go back home, I have 2 more sensors available. I was at 25, now I have 27 more things that I can monitor, basically. So back to devices. Obviously, here is your network status information, just whether it's up or down. We have some disk-free problems here, 14% free. And that is Melcor. That's the computer that I'm on right now. This one's getting full of junk from all my classes. So if we want to look at bandwidth information, we can go to our gateway. We can go internet traffic or local traffic. And I'm going to choose internet traffic. And what we can do is go to live data, and we can see what the past data has been up to this live point right here. And this will auto refresh every couple of minutes or so. There's also different views here. We go up to the yearly data. Obviously, I haven't been recording data for very long. I just installed this yesterday, I think. Yesterday, 6/29. So that stuff is all kind of customizable. We can go to historic data, and you can actually tell it how long specifically you want to show the graph. And so if you pick your dates on that last screen, it will actually choose the start and end dates of this graph, and it'll customize it to whatever you want to see. So pretty neat there. As far as routing information, this doesn't technically provide routing information, but it does provide status information of your routes. So it will tell you if your internet is working. So right here, these were all, let me go back here. All these devices were automatically set up. I did not add any of these devices. PRTG, when you install it, it will scan your entire network, and it will find all of these devices, and it will probe them and find out what kind of device it is, and based on what type of device it is, it will be able to scan certain specific sensors and add those automatically to your system. So it adds ping to just about any device that's up. And then it noticed here that my DNS server, which is a Windows Server 2016 DNS server, it auto-detected that it has DNS, it auto-detected that it has RDP enabled, and so it's monitoring those things. And all these thresholds are changeable, so if you want to monitor when DNS is above 1 millisecond response time, you can certainly do that. Pause. So that basically PRTG will cover the majority of your network monitoring system. The real, I guess, the only thing that it really lacks is the detail on the routing information. And we can actually do that with Windows. There's a couple different options that you can do in Windows to view routing information. I actually like the route command. If you type in route here, it'll tell you how to use it. There's a lot of different options here, so we can do, okay, let me clear that out. We can do a route print, and that prints all our routes. Here's the IP6 table, here's the IP4 table. You can see my default route here is to my gateway, which is my router, which is exactly what we want. And so we could write a script to monitor this and make sure it's always set to my gateway, but on a small network like this, that wouldn't be very advantageous. This isn't going to change unless I change it. DHCP is handled by the Windows server, and that has the gateway in it, so somebody would have to authenticate and change all that, and it's just not going to happen. But on a bigger network, it would be advantageous to create like maybe a batch script or something that just alerted you if something changed. You could just monitor this value here and just outputting this to a file or something maybe. So route print is pretty much the easiest way to do that, at least in Windows. I think if we go with a 4, did that actually do what I wanted it to? Yeah, it just prints the IP4 information, which is all that I want. I'm not using IP6 right now, even though it's enabled. So that is basically the gist of my entire network monitoring system. PRTG really handles a lot of it very well. One of the other things that PRTG can do is test various applications. So you can test websites and web services and things like that. One of the really nice things here is the way that you add sensors. If I go to a device and I say I can right click and I can say add a sensor, these are all of the sensors that you can add in order to monitor things, and they're kind of they're separated by if you use Zen server or whatever you have. But what's really nice is that some of these are very, very specific. So if we do something like email, we can check SMTP, we can check SSL, we can check IMAP. We can check very specific things on the email server itself. There's also some built-in exchange functions as well, like you have the database DAG. You can actually monitor the status of your DAG, which is really, really handy. It's really advantageous to use something very specific like that. So that pretty much wraps up my presentation. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment or, well, don't hit the like button, please. I'm not a YouTuber. So thanks for watching and enjoy your classes.